...2024 and the bunch of releases across languages have really piqued my interest for the interesting set of films we are going to see. Before I get to the top 15 Indian films that I'm really looking forward to, I really wanted to convey my concern about two big projects. One of the biggest Sankranti releases is Guntur Karam starring Mahesh Babu and directed by Trivikram. This combination that was previously seen in Atadu and Kaleja is something many are looking forward to, but from the promos of the 2024 film, this collaboration seems vastly different in pitch and theme than those two films that I explored. Considered even today as some of the most unique ventures Mahesh Babu featured in. When Guntur Karam's first single dropped, I was in awe of Mahesh Babu's energy in the dance number, clearly overshadowing Srilila. But I could not help but get awkward at the pairing in front of me. The large age gap between the actors and the sheer contrast of physical stature, it almost seems like Mahesh Babu is dancing with a teenager. I really hope this film hits it out of the park and is not a routine Mahesh Babu commercial film that has hints of comedy and mass action which transition to shed light on a loose social message. The second concern I have is with the multi-starrer Welcome to the Jungle directed by Ahmed Khan and written by Farhad Samji. The third installment of the Welcome franchise seems like such a cash grab, fitting in as many actors and known faces as they can, and knowing the creative minds at the helm of affairs, it very well seems like this is going to be another torture session like Pagalpanti versus having the carefree ingenuity and creativity that Anis Bazmi executed. Now that I have got my two worries out of the way, let's speak about the films that I am most looking forward to in 2024. Number 15 goes to Chava. I'll start with what will probably be the dark horse of 2024. Chava, directed by Lakshman Uttekar, featuring Vicky Kaushal and Rashmika together, is a period drama based on the life of Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, the son of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The film will not only be based on his conquest and leadership, but what's most fascinating is that Akshay Khanna may be playing the role of Aurangzeb in this film, a figure who was at constant loggerheads with not only the heir to the Maratha Empire but the king, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj himself.
अनेक वर्षों के बाद दक्कन के एक हिस्से में हमने अपना राज्य बसाया, जहां इससे पहले बद इंतजामी के अलावा और किसी का राज नहीं था।
क्या वहां की बद इंतजामी के जिम्मेदार हम हैं?
वो इलाका आपका था कब?
Vicky's physical stature seems to promise that he means business, and the history of Sambhaji is rather nuanced, and it would be interesting to see the route that the makers take, because if they really produce a compelling period epic, it may be a spectacle we didn't expect to hit it out of the park in 2024. Number 14 goes to Singam again. Everyone remembers the absolute hot garbage Circus Wars, the last directorial venture of Rohit Shetty. A director who at one point of time just could not go wrong at the box office had become slightly delusional. I think he is determined to come back with his IP of Singam and is actually assorting as many actors as he can, leaving no stone unturned. While I am still skeptical about the fact that his crowded commercial action film may be too many elements that may spoil the broth, his faith in Arjun Kapoor as the antagonist being another huge risk, I'm still keen on knowing what Shetty may have formulated beyond just mindless fun in the action genre. I genuinely hope it's something compelling, because Shetty's weakest films are those that are not inspired or remakes of already proven Tamil or Telugu films. Number 13 goes to Buckingham Murders. I absolutely love the choices that Kareena Kapoor is making at this stage of her career. She really assimilates well both in movies that require a commercial pitch and films that require an understated performance. I have only heard spectacular things when Hansal Mehta's Buckingham Murders was screened in various film festivals, and I honestly cannot wait to see what she has cooked up as the lead. There is anyway a dearth of compelling crime thrillers, so I'm all game to see how this one turns out. As Kareena says, it's a role that has really impacted her personally.
And I read that 25-pager and I went crazy. And I was like, I'll do whatever it takes. Even if I have to.
At some level.
Yeah, I think so. And even if I have to produce this movie or do whatever, but I want to do it.
Number 12 goes to Ayan. As you may have got to know with the top 10 list of best movies of 2023, I am an absolute fan of the choices Sivakarthikeyan is making as a lead, and his upcoming film Ayan is actually something people have been looking forward to since 2016. While the film wrapped all the way back in 2021, it has faced several technical and financial issues along the journey. An alien's descent into Earth and the familiarity with friends versus the officials wanting to get their hands on the being really looks like a fun and unique tale to see on the big screen. It may sound like Koi Mil Gaya, but the trailer really promises a high concept film that has really undergone an arduous journey to finally release. The thing about a film like Ayan is that either it can be a home run or a complete mess. I hope to God it's not the latter. Number 11 goes to Stree 2. If there is one Hindi film that I actually feel hit the nail right on the head with the saturated horror comedy genre, it was Stree. Not only was it hilarious because of its writing and the group of knuckleheads, it actually provided a compelling tale, something reflective of folklore passed through generations. Even though my skepticism is high because Raj and DK are no longer associated with the project as screenplay writers, I hope Amar Kaushik really works on the origin story and mystery behind the aura of Stree, versus catering to just the joint universe Maddock Films is attempting to ace. On a side note, I hate that the true and pure horror genre is almost abandoned by Hindi cinema in the current market. Number 10 goes to Captain Miller. This movie, its scale and execution in the teaser absolutely won me over. What becomes pretty clear is that the movie is set in India during British rule, so one can assume that it may be the 1930s and 40s, and the constant conflict the locals get into with British imperialist forces for the atrocities they committed. Miller and his outlaws, I would assume, execute various loots and heists, which become a massive headache for the Britishers, and in order to eliminate him and his people, the absolute rampage that will follow may form the basic crux of this story. I absolutely love how Arun Mateshwaran develops motivation among characters, especially of revenge and absolute anger, of those who are wronged by those in positions of power, and the absolute bloodbath in the teaser and seeing Dhanush and the madness in his eyes makes me really compelled to see how this project shapes up. Number 9 goes to Bade Miyan Chote Miyan. If there is one man I'm really rooting for in 2024 to have a comeback in the commercial sense so that he can regain the trust with the audience that his films are truly worth the investment on the big screen, it is Akshay Kumar. I think it is wise of him to limit his appearances so much so that people only tune in for Bade Miyan Chote Miyan next. I think he is in safe hands with Ali Abbas Zafar, even though I wasn't too impressed with Bloody Daddy. A high octane and intense commercial action film with Akshay and Tiger, I am so down to whistle and cheer. Especially knowing that Prithvi Raj is playing the antagonist, it actually has me way more excited than Singam again. Number 8 goes to Fighter. I am rooting for this film to be way more than what it has already showcased. Even though the task of matching up to the gold standard of aerial combat on the big screen is next to impossible, I root for Siddharth Anand to present not only an exhilarating but a dramatic tale with Fighter. I'll be honest, the promotional material including the songs have not really put me on the edge of my seat, waiting in nail-biting anticipation, but I am keen to look at the glass half full and wish that I can get surprised, because one won't simply celebrate this Siddharth Anand venture with abandon and joy if it turns out to be generic. Here's only crossing my fingers and hoping for a masterclass in the form of a trailer that promises otherwise. Number 7 goes to Devara. I have been waiting for Junior NTR's next move after RRR, and it's been quite a patient wait to even get a glimpse of his next ambitious project with Kortala Siva. It doesn't help that I wasn't a fan of the director's previous two ventures, Acharya and Bharat Ane Nenu, but something about NTR's choice after RRR and the case of Saif Ali Khan joining the party as the antagonist does have my hopes slightly up. Anirudh joining the party for the music has me intrigued too. I hope the glimpse coming soon really hits it out of the park, because the hype is going to be so real to see what an actor does after such a massive success with his previous venture. Number 6 goes to Malai Kotai Valiban. Speaking of hoping for the best comebacks in 2024, and while we did get a glimpse of Mohanlal being in top form in Nehru last year, I'm saying last year, it was just a week ago, I'm really looking forward to his collaboration with Lijo Jose Pellicer. It's been quite the patient journey for Malayalam film fans to see Mohanlal in one underwhelming project after the other, but the announcement of these two worlds combining really put a smile on everyone's face. I hope this high concept action film presumably checks all the right boxes for the star to be truly back in his OG groove. Number 5 goes to Tangalan. The chameleon-like quality of Vikram is not only restricted to physically transforming himself, but absolutely imbibing the psychological state of the character, something that was as clear as day in his recent ventures like Ponniyin Selvan and Mahan. I was absolutely swept away by just seeing Vikram in the frame of the teaser, casually ripping off the head of a snake like it's nothing. This Par Ranjit film has me terribly excited. Who can't be after the director absolutely hit it out of the park with Sarpata Parambarai? An attempt by the Britishers to seize the land of the tribal leader Tangalan for gold mining will ensue a bloody battle, and I can't wait to see the themes that Par Ranjit explores with this film. There are many times that Vikram's valiant efforts go in vain. One hopes that it isn't the case with this film. Number 4 goes to Kantara Chapter 1. I love that Rishabh Shetty took his time post the success of Kantara to truly work on his vision of what might be the prequel of his successful pan-Indian film, rather than jumping on the bandwagon of popularity and signing 10 other projects. The first glimpse hit it out of the park, as the film presumably focusing on Rishabh playing the embodiment of Panjuli, a wild boar-like figure that was born in the Kalyug, which will essentially be during the time of the Kadamba dynasty. It's all an amalgamation of themes that we expect from high-concept films. I'm so intrigued to see how Rishabh envisions the Kadamba dynasty, an ancient royal family from Karnataka that reigned during the years of 345 to 540. An influential dynasty beyond its stronghold in the southwest regions of India is also stated to be the first indigenous dynasty to use Kannada as well. There are huge Lord Shiva influences when looking at the origin stories of the kings of the Kadamba dynasty, and it would be interesting to see how Rishabh creates a marriage between the spiritual and real, while exploring the dynamics of the dynasty, its reign and its downfall. I am so pumped for this. Number 3 goes to Brahm Yugam. Mammootty has had a dream run at the movies in 2023, and just seeing the first glimpse of his upcoming film Brahm Yugam, I just can't imagine what the legend might be cooking with this character and venture. I was just complaining about Hindi cinema abandoning the horror genre just a few minutes ago, and you have a superstar of an industry backing what looks like such an eccentric horror film. I can't wait to see what possibly they may have executed with this venture. Number 2 goes to Pushpa II. Even though I was not a fan of the first film, that in my opinion spent too much time in setting up the conflict, all to be explored in the second part, the rage that was Pushpa is undeniable. Especially spearheaded by a stylish and effective performance by Allu Arjun, who really gave everything to the role. Now that most of the setting up is done, I'm so geared up to actually witness the conflict between Allu Arjun and Fahad Fasil. More action, more of an ego tussle between the two will be more than welcome. The syndicate of Red Sandalwood has definitely made Pushpa a monster, but can Fahad Fasil tame the unhinged anti-hero? I know for a fact that everyone will tune in, and I'll be there first day, first show. Of the several teasers and trailers and glimpses that have come out of what we can anticipate in 2024, I don't think there is a movie that has come close to creating the pandemonium that this announcement created. I know that it sounds generic when people say that the theater turned into a stadium, but I know it will be with this film. I know that this hero is going to have such a presence in front of camera that we'll all be speechless. Number 1, of course, has to go to Badass Ravi Kumar. I can't wait. Of course, I am kidding. You would have killed me if I didn't mention this film. Number 1 goes to Project K or Kalki 2898 AD. The first glimpse really set the impression that this venture may be India's foray into finally taking sci-fi seriously and not make the same mistakes as Brahmastra. The visuals of Pushpa as the veteran leader who has been captured and hopes for an uprising by Prabhas and his comrades. The massive power and purpose of Amitabh Bachchan still a mystery. Deepika Padukone and her loyalties still kept at bay. Saswata Chatterjee looking evil as ever as the Empire takes one planet after the other. Kalki plans their massive attack. The resistance try everything in their might to stop the invasion, and we see the frame that in my opinion should have been the first poster of Prabhas as Kalki. I was totally invested by the scope presented by Santosh Narayanan, and I think it will totally pack the punch for this spectacle on the big screen, because it doesn't look like a barrage of special effects, but will focus on the core dramatic motivations of characters in this universe. Honestly, I am all for it. In Nag Ashwin, we trust. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below, what do you anticipate the most in the lineup of films in 2024? Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.